Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 9. Uh, the group consists is me as Nurartika Effendi and my friend is Edina Maria Mutakin, and we will present about jihad and martyrdom in Islam. Next. Our main goals is the first is the meaning and dimension of jihad, and the second is the stage of jihad qital in Islam, and the third is the law and ethnic of war in Islam, and the fourth is martyrdom in Islam, and the fourth is classical and modern scholarly thought, and the last is summary. Next. The first is the meaning and dimension of jihad. Uh, the main, the meaning of jihad is doesn't not only mean physical warfare, but also includes spiritual, moral, and social struggles. In early Islam, jihad was an effort to uphold goodness and restrain petition and preaching. And uh, the concept of jihad and shahid are often simplified as mere physical warfare, both in popular discourse and some academic studies. This narrow interpretation arises from a limited reading of legal source and Islamic historiography after the 8th century AD, after dominant. In here article, Jihad and Martyrdom in Islamic Thought and Histories, Asma Asmaruddin offer a historical and textual approach that show that jihad in early Islam include moral and spiritual struggle as well as non-violence form such as pathos and resilience. Uh, there are have 3 points. The first is spiritual jihad. Spiritual jihad is fighting lust and improving oneself. This is a most important form of jihad according to many classical scholars. And the second is social jihad. Social jihad is working to improve society through amar ma'ruf nahi munkar and education and social service. And the third is physical jihad or qital, defending oneself from attack or oppression, condition, and must follow strict ethic of war, such as the prohibition of killing non-combatant women, children, and damaging the environment. Next is the stage of jihad qital in Islam. Uh, the concept of qital jihad war in Islam is one of the most complicated and frequent misunderstood aspect of Islam doctrine. An in-depth understanding of the stage, ethic, and evolution of talk surrounding qital jihad is required to dispel the various misconceptions that have arisen in contemporary society. This article will look at 4 major themes: the state of qital jihad based on fiqh jihad, the laws and ethics of war in Islam, the concept of martyrdom, and the evolution of scholarly thought from classical to modern times. They are have 3 points. The first is total prohibition and petition jihad through petition, dakwah, and self-control. In the Quran Surah 42, the ayah is 40 until 43, and the second is permission for self-defense. On the Quran Surah 22, the ayah is 39 until 40, allow defensive jihad due to oppression, and the third is obligation in current situation. Jihad becomes fardu ain in emergencies as enemy attacks. And next is will present by Edina.
So here for the next is about the law and the acts of war in Islam. First, it should only be declared by a legitimate authorities, and for the second is war must be defensive. Is written in Quran Surah Al-Baqarah in verse 119, not over reasons. And for the third is harming not non-combinates and damages the environment and combating trochaides prohibitants. And for the last is encouraging peace if the enemy wants it. It's also written in Al-Quran, uh, 8 surah in ayat 61 and also in 60 surah in ayat 7 till 8. So here I will shortly explains is about Islam is created a comprehensive and also progressive system of war ethics, and uh, it's not only for the comprehensive but also a progressive system of war ethics for its times. So these ethical principles governs not only when war can be declared but also how it should be followed in order to uphold human values. And the first, like I mentioned before, is about the authority and legitimacy. So one of the basic principles of the Islam law is that declaration of the jihad must be issued by legitimate authority. According to Egyptian Fatwa Council and other mainstream scholars, declarations of jihad in Islam is must be issued by a legitimate authority, namely the state and recognized political leaderships rather than statements made by entities or unions with no legal authorities. And this principle is critical for preventing anarchy and ensuring that decisions to go to war is made with careful considerations and full accountability. Before carrying out Qital Jihad, two states must be complete. Jihad Tarbawi is the gaining a true understanding of the chapter of jihad. So, and next is Jihad Tanzimi. What is the Jihad Tanzimi? Is in installing ins- ins- installing the belief that war must be organized by the highest decision maker. So, for the next is about the peace orientations. What is the peace orientation? Islam is not only perceives prescribes about the military ethics, but it's also emphasized the value of peace. It's also I have mentioned before is have mentioned in Al Quran, a surah in ayah 61. So it's regarded as the quintessential uh, piece first, creating a moral imperative for Muslim to cases fighting when the enemy surrenders arms, and if they incline to peace, then incline to peace, to suggest that the ultimate goal of jihad is not war, but rather is establishment of peace and justice. So here for the next is about the martyrdom in Islam. And first is the first classicals is early hadith show martyrdom is not limited to battlefield death. Musannaf Abdul Ar-Razzaq includes reports that defines martyrs as those who die from causes like plagues, so childbirth, and drowning or stomach illness. And Abu Hurairah even states a person dying in bed could still be a martyr. So, and for the next stage is about the categories of Shahid. So, what is the categories of Shahid? Here, hadith by Bukhari and also Muslim mentions is there have five types of martyrs. Those who die from the plague, stomach illness, drowning robber, and in Allah cause. Abu Daud adds, and here also Abu Daud adds more, including those who fight for Allah. And women who die in childbirth are also considered martyrs and highlighting Islam's recognitions of everyday struggles as acts of sacrifice. So for the last is about the corrections of militaristic understanding. The word definitions of martyrdom's challenge is military-only views. Hadith emphasizes moral actions beyond war, suicide, including success bombings, modern issues, and uh, is forbidden in Islam, as the Quran and Hadith stress the duty to protect life, even one's own. So, for next is about the classical and modern scholarly thought. At first, is early scholastic is about the contextualist jihad is not necessarily obligatory for all. And the second is medieval and classical influence by the political interest or realpolitik. And also the last day we have moderns is emphasized on non-violence jihad and resistance to ideological challenge. So here I want to explain more shortly and hear about the evolution of thoughts on jihad and martyrdom demonstrates a complex interplay between sacred texts, political realities, and the needs of Muslim societies throughout history. So at first, it's about the early classics. Is the early generation of scholars had more adaptable and contextualist understanding of the jihad. For example, Atta bin Abi Robah, uh, a pious scholar of Medina, in the early days believed that in Al-Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, in verse 216, which states, Kutiba alaikumul qital, fighting has been made obligatory upon you, only applies to Muslims who were present with the Prophet Muhammad SAW. When asked if the first made were mandatory for everyone, he replied that it didn't and that it was only commanded for those who are present at that time. And for the next is about the medieval classics or transformations of the classical period. So here, significant change occurred during the in Umayyah era and also Abbasiyah resigns, including the expansions and consolidations of the empire, as well as a robust military establishment. Tourists working in Syria and Iraq's heartland, such as Mahfouz al-Damasqi in the 2 till 8 century and Al-Shafi'i in 3 9 century, were frequently willing to defer to realpolitik, interpreting the military scope of jihad in ways that sometimes contradicted Al-Quran injunctions. So here support the state territorial expansions politics fuel these interpretive tendencies. In contrast, other authorities such as Abu Salman bin Abdul Rahman and Sufyan Athawri, who were not known to be close, the ruling elite would only support defenses jihad in response to enemy aggressions. So, and last is about the moderns. And in the emphasis on non-violence. What is non-violence like in this era is modern and reformist thought. So here, modern scholars such uh, as Muhammad Abduh developed a broader understanding of the jihad that went beyond the military aspects. Abduh's understanding of the jihad was based on four Quranic terms. It's about the Al-Qital, Al-Harb, Anafir, and also Al-Irhab. So he conclude the concept of the jihad is not limited to physical struggle against Allah enemies. Jihad can be interpreted more broadly and holistically, including not only resistance to physical enemies, but also confrontations with foes and enemies in the form of liberalism, radicalism, fundamentalism, Western nations, cults, and extra. So, contemporary scholars, including Jaudat Said, Wahidur Khan, and Fatullah Gulen, emphasize sober as the most important aspects of the jihad that lead to non-violence and peace. The scholars cite specific Quranic verse, uh, the Prophet Sunnah, and biographies to argue that the non-violence and peacemaking are the most important aspect of jihad in this era of today. So the concept of kita jihad in Islam demonstrate the Islamic legal and ethical system complexity, maturity in dealing with conflict and warfare. So the gradual stage of its development, its strict ethics of its implementations, the broad understanding of the martyrdom, and the evolutions of the scholarly thought over time all demonstrates that Islam has a comprehensive framework for regulating aspects of war and peace. A thorough understanding of this concept is required to dispel common misconceptions and prevent the misuse of Islam teaching for purpose contrary to Islam core values itself. So for the next, I will turn back to my friends.
Okay, the last is conclusion. The last is summary. Uh, Jihad in Islam has a broad meaning from spiritual struggle to self-defense. It is considered a form of sacrifice that has a religious values. In conclusion, the concept of jihad and martyrdom in Islam have been widely misunderstood due to narrow interpretation that equate them solely with warfare and physical violence. Uh, Asma Asfaruddin reject the narrow view that equate jihad with violence and assert that true jihad emphasizes ethic, justice, and aims to bring about peace, not conflict. Uh, Furthermore, the evolution of jihad and martyrdom shaped by political, social, and theological development from the early Islamic era to modern reforming thought demonstrate the richness and diversity of Islamic intellectual tradition. Uh, this understanding is important to correct misperception and prevent the misuse of the concept of jihad in this context of extremism. Thank you for from us. Wassalamualaikum.
Okay.